growing your own garlic is awesome. And I'm going to show you today how to do it without taking up valuable garden space. Most of us don't even realize how many different types of garlic we can grow because we're used to just getting our garlic at the grocery store. And the garlic you get at the grocery store is Softneck garlic. And the reason they sell it at the grocery store is because it has a long shelf life. But there are so many different types of garlic you can grow. There's Softneck garlic and there's hardneck garlic. And within both of those categories are a bunch of different varieties you can grow. So don't limit yourself to the grocery store garlic. Grow your own. They have different flavor profiles, different levels of heat. Today I'm going to show you how I'm growing the majority of my garlic this year because I don't have a ton of garden space. And what I'm using is 7-gallon grow bags. These are very inexpensive grow bags. I've had them for at least 5 years. When I'm not using them, I just fold them up and store them in a cardboard box in the garage or shed. And they are about $2 a piece, at least the brand I have, and none of them have ripped or torn in the 5 years of lugging them around, moving them, and being quite hard on them. Another nice thing about the 7-gallon size is it's not too heavy once you fill it with soil in a plant to move it around, but it also has enough growing space to grow a lot of different things. I've grown almost everything you can think of in a grow bag. I've grown potatoes, I've grown carrots, lots of root vegetables. I've grown tomatoes, peppers, climbing vines, dahlias, you name it. And this size grow bag seems to work really well for almost everything. Another bonus of this size grow bag is you can fold down the sides. If you don't need to fill it all the way full, whatever you might be growing doesn't need that much growing space or soil, you can customize the size. Beyond growing garlic in grow bags, you can also grow lots of different root crops. They do extremely well in grow bags because there's plenty of space. The soil is not compacted. There's plenty of aeration in terms of the soil being able to drain. And you can move them around because the sun often changes where it hits our garden in the winter. So maybe you don't have as much sun in the normal space you garden in the winter. You can move these. Like I'll have these in my driveway. I've grown ginger, turmeric, onions, garlic, all sorts of root vegetables in grow bags, and they've done fantastic. Today, I'm going to be filling my grow bags with a mix of soil cube veggie mix. I'm going to add a little bit of food, a low NPK food, and this is the kick-ass frass I sell. It is the excrement from black soldier fly larvae. And I'm also going to be adding some of my own homemade sifted compost. Today, I'm planting specifically a hardneck variety called Red Russian. And when I use a grow bag of this size, I like to push the spacing limits just a little bit. I'm going to put 1 clove in the middle and then 4 around the outer edges. Just like that. You want to be careful when you're separating the cloves to not rip the wrapper off the clove. You can see with this one right here, part of the wrapper has come off. You can still try planting it. However, you are at risk for the clove rotting before it has a chance to put out roots. When you separate your cloves, when you're planting garlic, your garlic, whether you buy it at the grocery store or order your garlic, will arrive as a head of garlic. You then need to separate the individual cloves for planting. You'll plant 1 clove 4 to 6 inches apart and 2 to 3 inches deep. You'll see there's a definite bottom and pointed top. And when you plant your garlic, you're going to plant it bottom down first, top pointing up. I'm also going to separate out the small cloves from the larger cloves. I'm going to keep the small ones and use them for cooking, and I'm going to plant the larger ones. They have a better chance of forming a good full-size head. Then I'm going to cover up the cloves of garlic with about 2 to 3 inches of soil. Typically, when I'm spacing my garlic, I like to plant the cloves 4 to 6 inches apart and 2 to 3 inches deep. I'm going to label the variety, but also the date that I planted it so that I know the approximate 9-month mark. I planted these grow bags with different varieties of garlic yesterday. And let me show you. These are Egyptian walking onions that I've had growing in grow bags since the fall. For these, I did roll the grow bag down so they're not as tall. And I planted quite a few in each one, and they're doing fantastic. Let me also show you the ginger harvest. All of this ginger was grown solely in 7-gallon grow bags. I've linked in the caption my favorite garlic suppliers. I've also listed my favorite 7-gallon grow bags that have lasted me over 5 years at this point. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment. I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like if it was helpful to you.